today's video is going to be on how to deal with negative people, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to be talking about some new projects and adventures that I'm super excited about, so be sure to stay around for that. So I'm going to try to make this super quick because my videos have been super long lately. So this is going to be how to deal with negative people. I feel that everybody should learn how to do this because it's pivotal to have a successful lifestyle. You want to surround yourself with positive people who make you feel good about yourself and who help you achieve your goals and be the best version of yourself. So the first and most important part of this whole process is identifying negative people. Negative people aren't necessarily bad people, they're just people who aren't supportive and encouraging. That could be the way that they've learned to talk, or that may be how they were brought up. So they might not be bad people, but they might be projecting bad energy onto you, which is detrimental to you. And you need to take care of yourself first and foremost. So identifying these people, they could be friends, they could be family, they could be coworkers, random people, acquaintances, people on the internet, really anyone who you come in contact with and you have a negative experience with and you leave your communication feeling worse than you did going in. They could be a negative or a toxic person. And they could be showing these in very obvious ways by putting you down, by calling you names, by saying things that you want to do are stupid, or just by constantly being negative about your ideas, your thoughts. They could say your outfit's stupid. Really anything that hurts your feelings could be considered negative. It could be very outright and very in your face, or it could be very subtle. And it could be someone who's not encouraging, who doesn't make the effort to tell you that you have good ideas, or they're just kind of down and not really into a conversation with you. That could make you leave a conversation feeling extremely negative about a situation or about that person. Or it could be someone who you feel that it's a very one-sided relationship, how you're constantly reaching out and you're not satisfied by how that person is acting or not communicating in that relationship. Because people who like a lack of words could be just as powerful as words itself. So someone who's kind of ignoring you or not being there for you can be just as hurtful as someone who is calling you stupid. So that's important to identify these negative and toxic people. Next, it's really important to reflect on this. Think of specific situations that made you feel bad. Think of how it made you feel. Concentrate on yourself. Concentrate on how it's making you feel, how it's negatively affecting you, how they're acting or what they're saying to you. And then confronting the person. I know that that can be out of a lot of people's comfort zone, but it needs to be something that's appropriate and that isn't attacking the other person. And it's especially important to approach this from a loving perspective, or an appropriate perspective if it's a coworker. If it's a family member, it's important because you want to foster that relationship because you love that person and you want that person to be in your life. So it's important that you use I statements, that you say things like, this is how I feel when this happens, and I would appreciate it if you were there for me because you were really important in my life and I want you to be there, but when you tell me that my diet is stupid and that I'm not going to reach this goal, then that really upsets me and it hurts my feelings, and I would really appreciate it if you wouldn't say that to me. So making this about you, not making it about them. And if it's a coworker, making it in an appropriate situation. You might want to talk to someone before you talk to that individual, and it's always good to bounce your ideas off of someone else in your life before confronting someone, so that you know that you're not being attacking or mean or degrading to that individual, because you want to be positive and you want to foster that relationship. That's why you're confronting them, because if you didn't want a relationship with that person, or you didn't have to have a relationship with that person, then it would be super easy to just write them off and ignore them. So this is about confronting people that we care about or who we have to have in our lives, but we don't want to have that negative energy associated with them. And another thing that is also pivotal to this whole process is that we want to constantly be an example of a positive, encouraging, and helpful relationship partner, so the other half of that relationship. So after you talk to that person and you make it known how you're feeling about how they treat you, it's important to show them an encouraging and an awesome friend or family member or coworker. So to be that example, to be a ray of sunshine, to be positive. People gravitate towards positivity. And if you're constantly encouraging someone to achieve their goals and reaching out to them and being like, hey, I thought of you today, you know, you're going to rock that workout today, or you're going to be so awesome in that presentation. People love to talk about themselves, and people are going to see how awesome they feel when you approach them in that positive way, and hopefully they emulate that and project that back onto you. So it's the classic treat others as you would want others to treat you. And then I would give that person time to think about what you said to them, because change doesn't happen overnight. So give them a little time to think. You know, you're not asking them for an apology, and make that very clear. You're just asking for a change. But my favorite quote in the entire universe is that we can only control our reactions to others' actions. We can't change other people's actions. And that's not a direct quote, but we can't change what other people do and what other people say. We can give them the tools to change. We can ask them to change. We can try to help them. But if someone doesn't want to change, then they're not going to. And that kind of leads to my next tip. If someone cannot support you, it might be in your best interest to distance yourself from that person. And that's a very strong thing to do. It shows a lot of strong will, and it shows that you know what you want out of life. And if the individual constantly is still putting you down, even after you've talked to them once, maybe twice, maybe a few times, and they're not changing how they're speaking to you or how they're acting, then it may be time to cut ties with that person. Or if you can't completely cut ties with them, when you do talk to them, realize that they are going to react that way, so you have to prepare yourself ahead of time. You know, tell yourself, look, you're awesome, you're a great person, and you're super happy and positive. Don't let what this other person says affect your goals and your success. So if you do have to deal with this individual, if they're a family member or if you work with them, just prep yourself beforehand and tell yourself, you're a great person. You don't need this person's approval to achieve your goals and do exactly what you want to do with your life. Like I said, you can only control your reaction to another person's action. And if it completely gets bad, if it is an abusive thing, if it's something that is really, really negative, by all means cut ties with that individual and don't let them hurt you. Verbal abuse is abuse, and it's not something that anyone should have to tolerate or put up with, so it's really important to recognize the signs of that. You want to be around positive people who are able to communicate with you in a positive way. And if you are a happy, positive person, then people gravitate towards that, and you won't need those negative people in your life, because you'll have so many positive people that lift you up and make you feel amazing about yourself. So that is my little process on how I personally deal with negative people, and I will say that in all my years of doing this, which isn't that many to be completely honest with you, but the people that I've talked to, most people don't have to cut people out of their lives. Most people love positive energy that you give off, and they feed off of that, and they want to be more positive like you. So I would definitely say that 9 times out of 10 you don't have to completely cut people out of your life in order to get rid of negative people. Just by talking to people and expressing your feelings and showing people that you care can usually kind of knock someone out of that negative attitude. So that's that, and I then wanted to talk about my new adventures, which I'm so excited about. I don't know if you guys have noticed, if anybody goes on my blog, but I completely revamped it, completely changed everything, and I added a bunch of new tabs just today. So I am launching a mentoring and coaching kind of organization, I guess you could call it, and it's called Wake Up Laughing. And I am so excited. What I want to do more than anything is just help people, and that is my goal in my daily real life and my YouTube life and any facet of my life. I just want to help people be happy, be positive, and be the best version of themselves. And I feel like I can really do that with mentoring and coaching, and it's something that's super important to me. For me, there's no better feeling in the world than paying it forward and helping people. I've been through so much in my life, and I feel like I'm finally at such a good place that I can help other people, and that is so rewarding for me. So I really hope that you guys check it out, and if you want to make the first step, just shoot me an email, and that's all it takes, and then we can go from there. I just want to help people that want to change and be positive. So that's part of it, and then the other part is I'm launching an ebook in the middle of July, and it's going to be called Wake Up Laughing, 10 Steps to a Happier You. it's something that I have been wanting to do for a really long time. And if you guys followed my Project Positivity, which I had to stop, it's going to be a lot like that. It's going to be a lot of journal exercises. Each day has different exercises to do. It's going to be a lot of writing and reflecting and helping you achieve your goals and think more positively and change your mindset. So it's really something that, like I said, is super important to me, and the techniques that I'm bringing in have helped me become a more positive and happy person. So that's something to look forward to, and it's really awesome because ebooks are great because you can just get it, print it out, and just scribble and write all over it, and it's not going to be a lot of reading, just a few little blurbs and then just the exercises. So that's it. Those are my 2 new projects. Please email me if you have any questions about this video or anything else that I'm doing. I would love to help you guys, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, and I hope you have a great week. Bye, everyone.